Hello, readers of Every Word, and welcome to Every Word 365. I'm your host, Christina Munoz Madsen, and today we're reading Psalms 146 through 150. Congratulations! You not only just wrapped up the longest book of the Bible, you have accomplished 6 months of this journey. Can you believe it was 6 months ago when you made a commitment that hasn't been easy, but will hopefully have an eternal impact on your life? I get so excited at these markers because it's a big deal. I allow you to stop and pat yourself on the back a little bit because I want to say congratulations. You're doing a great job, and I want to encourage you to continue. As we celebrate our accomplishments, I also want to offer a word of caution. Be sure not to think that it's all downhill or easier from here on. Not so. Most of what is left in the Old Testament is the prophets, 5 major and 12 minor. And while there's still plenty that we can learn from them, a lot of the prophecies they share could be described as doom and gloom, and it can get a little, tiresome and sometimes difficult to read. And then we don't get to the New Testament until October 1. And those readings are amazing, but there are so many good tidbits that it's sometimes hard to not slow down since we're just getting a mountaintop view through this journey. I'm certainly not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I just always want to be as transparent and honest as possible. You can do this. You wouldn't want to come this far only to say that you once read through half the Bible. You started this for a reason, so remember what that reason was or is and gear up for the last half. You're doing great. I'd just like to be honest and give you a fair warning of what's to come. As for Proverbs, get ready for an overload of useful information. If Psalms was too abstract for you, like it is for me, you might really enjoy the wisdom we're about to read. I'll be asking you all to share the one verse or 2 or 3 that really speaks to you every day in the Facebook comments of our group. Now that might sound crazy, but just wait until you see what I'm talking about. It's amazing how practical the advice is considering how many years ago it was written. So consider yourself warned. We're going to have a little bit of homework every single day of Proverbs, but it's so important to join in with us and share your nuggets that I love to call. While you are catching your breath and preparing to begin the book of Proverbs tomorrow, pause long enough to ask yourself one question. Is there anything different about my walk with God today for having spent the past month in the book of Psalms? That is from today's daily walk. Can anyone answer that question with a yes? I hope you can, and I want to hear from you. And of course, I am including a link to the Bible Project overview video. Maybe I should have done this at the beginning of this book because they are so helpful. But again, I encourage you to learn about these resources and use them as needed for you and when they help you in your journey. Tomorrow is, I'm so excited to say this, Proverbs 1 through 4. Happy reading! On the 9th day of our trip to Greece with Travel with Friends, we become acquainted with the great city of Thessaloniki, the queen of the north, where Paul wrote 2 epistles to the ancient Thessalonians. Built by King Cassandros and named after the sister of Alexander the Great, the city flourished under the Byzantine Empire, and its most important buildings date from those days. We'll visit the Byzantine Museum and the site where it is believed to be the location where Jason's home once stood and where Paul was accommodated during his visit there. We continue to Veria, where we will visit the monument dedicated to Paul. We see the Bema, where he stood and preached to the people of Veria. Then to Vergina, where Philip built a massive palace and a theater. Continue on to Kavala for dinner and overnight. We sure hope to see you with us in Greece in 2025.